Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 9 of the Circle Podcast. As always, I am one of your hosts, Ian.
This is Christian.
And this is Patrick.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Guys doing pretty good.
You know, I'd be
Doing okay, too.
I'd be doing a little better with a little bit of drink in me.
Ooh.
I can agree with that.
What are we drinking tonight, boys?
What do we got,
So
boys?
today, I picked up this Havana Club rum. We haven't really featured a rum on the podcast
No,
at
we
all
have
yet.
not.
And nonetheless, it's nonetheless.
None the lead. None the lead.
Nonetheless,
There,
it's
I can
the
assume
Havana Club.
there is no lead in this.
I would hope not.
I said leg.
Havana?
Guys.
What's so special about it being Havana Club?
I don't know, the Havana Club isn't that like a
Is it? It's a thing?
the Havana Club? Yeah, I've heard that terminology before.
Well, I hear that this drink is
Like it's like a I don't know, like a high class sort of the Havana Club.
I guess I could see that.
Well, I can't remember where I've heard that before, but I've heard that before. Maybe it's like a bar in Milwaukee.
gotta-
Who knows?
I guess I could see this. It's exclusive as fuck.
Yeah.
I hear it's pretty Havanly.
Okay.
Wow, just pour me like 8 shots. Why don't you?
8 shots.
Smells like nail polish.
That's a great story. Oh, God, it fucking kind of
Oh,
does.
you asshole!
Did I just ruin it for you guys?
It really fucking does smell like nail polish.
It does. All right, let's.
All right, well,
Take
I'm
it
about to
down.
drink
Time to
some
clean
nail
my
polish.
fingernails. Oh man.
That is not like any rum I've ever tasted.
That's really smooth, actually. I expected that to be a way harsher flavor.
It is smooth. Yeah.
It's
Oh, that aftertaste, though. Nope.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
that's fucking...
How's that feel in your gut, Ian?
Yeah, no, it doesn't feel good in my gut.
No, me neither, man.
It feels like really, really sugary stuff, which I suppose, rum, pretty much cane sugar.
Oh, I feel like I'm in high school.
Yeah, I kind of fucking hate that. All right, well, that's a waste of like $23.
All right.
Moving on
Yeah,
to
moving
the
on.
Line and Kugel's canoe
Oh,
paddle
yeah.
to wash that shit down.
More local Wisconsin breweries,
Yeah,
even
all
though...
our unofficial official sponsors here that are just all over the board.
Yep, hey, we throw out a wide net, and eventually we catch a
Hopefully
fish,
we
right?
catch something.
Yeah. Well, everybody's pining to get after the 30-view podcast, Everybody
You
wants
know
a
it.
piece.
Everyone wants a
I think
piece.
it's about time we monetize this shit. But yeah, so today we're just going to be talking some music and a couple other things,
Yeah,
but
whatever
mainly,
comes to mind.
yeah.
So I was looking into, recently, people are saying that 2016 was one of the greatest years recently for music in terms of stuff being released by older musicians who are now kind of like back on the scene, or old musicians who have just been kind of going this whole time, still in 2017.
Yeah, I have noticed that with some stuff. The Metallica album or whatever that just got dropped, and they've been kind of consistently going with. They released they've been kind of teetering off though ever since Saint Anger, in my opinion.
Actually, yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that because I haven't. I don't know much about Metallica. I want to get into them.
They're real good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But-
From what I've heard,
When was this released? This last new one?
2016.
Well, they just released one this year too.
This year.
Yeah,
This year, too?
Hardwired.
Wow.
Well, and
Wait, hardwired to self-destruct.
yeah.
I was looking through a top 20 list of the best stuff from 2016, and it was on that.
Really?
I
guess they might have dropped
it
it like in December or something. I'm not really
Yeah.
sure. I know it was
Yeah.
really recent though.
Maybe
so maybe
late.
it was dropped in December or something.
Yeah.
I'm right. You're a fool.
Yep, that's
And,
gotta be it.
So I wanted to ask you. You're a big Metallica fan.
Yes,
you
he
remember
is.
them from way back in the day. What
Oh yeah, I grew up on them.
What is your impression of new Metallica?
It's a really interesting dynamic. So I think you kind of have to start out with going back to Saint Anger, which is their first album that I guess you could say flopped when it comes to Metallica. It didn't flop because they are
Because
Metallica,
they're Metallica.
and they still sold way more than a lot of people will ever sell.
Anything they put out.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. They could put out an album of them just like farting into the fucking microphone with a killer fucking drum solo,
Yeah.
and people would be like, "All right." You'd have like the elitist fan that's like, "You guys just don't understand. Can't you just?" It's clearly they ate a lot of celery that
You
day.
don't see it.
Ate a lot of celery? Does that give you like
I have
gas?
absolutely no idea. I picked a random thing.
It's literally
like,
like,
you
it's
can-
99% water.
Yeah, but okay, so basically, Saint Anger is when they started teetering off, in my opinion. The drum tracking in that is pretty much known as some of the worst drum tracking ever. I don't know if it was the audio engineer's fault or what, but it sounds like they put a wet paper bag over the snare drum and we're just hitting it. and it sounds so god awful. So that album kind of was off, and a lot of people didn't really understand it. Then they released Death Magnetic, and Death Magnetic was essentially like a pop metal album.
Yeah,
Honestly, the way I
really?
look at it, like if you look up, God, what's the big track off of that? I can't even fucking remember now. It's so like who gives a shit that I listened to it once. But honestly, if you go listen to Death Magnetic, it really sounds like they were trying to become much more
Inclusive.
yeah, inclusive. That's a good word for it. They weren't trying to sell themselves out. They wanted their music to be more, readily available for the average listener that isn't super into that kind of metal.
So like how like poppy in a sense?
A little bit. They conformed a lot more to standard like engineering techniques,
Yeah.
and kind of used more of the poppy snare drum sound stuff that they felt maybe they thought they were taking too many risks with Saint Anger, and that's why they didn't do as well.
Okay.
But then they went too far in the other direction, in my opinion, with Death Magnetic. And now with this new one, they made a really interesting choice of going back to like their thrash metal days.
Yeah, that's what people are saying.
And
Yeah.
where they're trying to sound like Kill 'Em All again, which was when they were like hardly even metal.
No,
they were like a
like
thrash
punk.
band. Yeah, they were like punk
Yeah.
thrash
Now,
garage shit.
Is that bad?
No, it was fucking awesome.
Okay.
Back
cool.
when they were
I was
doing
gonna
it.
say,
But
well, the new one, I mean.
the new one, it sounds like older versions of the same guys trying to do something they once were able to do.
Yeah.
And they're not able to do it now.
They
or
can
something?
do it. They can do it, but they don't have the originality anymore. Because since they kind of pioneered that whole idea, they pioneered a lot of the thrash metal stuff. I'm not
did.
saying they started it, but they were a huge people. So a lot of the lyrics they created were fundamental to like thrash style of lyrics. So now when they
Yeah.
go back and create that, it sounds generic, but it's only because they're doing
'Cause
what
they-
they created.
They already did.
And
Yeah.
everybody has been copying for 15 years.
Yeah.
So to say it's terrible just because of that is, I think, wrong. I think they went for what they were trying to get, but now they're these rich motherfuckers. They're old. They aren't a thrash metal band anymore. Thrash metal bands are dirt poor punk kids that go to shows and fuck around.
They're like on the come up and shit,
Yeah, that's
So it's
pretty
hard for
true.
me to like compare the two when it's just two completely different entities anymore.
Yeah,
But
that's
I-
a solid point.
But I'd say, give it a shot if that's what you're interested in. I know Master of Puppets obviously is their big
They're-
album.
Yeah,
I was
big
gonna
album.
say,
Ride the Lightning's awesome. Fun fact: the album Load, if you look it up,
Oh yeah.
it looks like it's fire on the cover. It's actually a close-up slide under a microscope of blood mixed with semen.
no way.
So
Yeah.
it's 2 of the 3 ingredients in Lady Gaga's hit perfume.
Yeah, there you go.
They're just missing sweat,
That's so weird.
which is hard to come by. These
Yeah,
days.
it's hard.
Another band that's kind of been getting back into the groove of things, minus one bassist that they used to have, is Pixies. They are essentially the guys who kind of pioneered. Was pioneered the right word for them? They pioneered like the grunge kind of era.
I'd say so. I mean, the
Yeah,
fucking
like
Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain would not exist
claims,
without them.
Yeah, well, and I was just gonna say he talks about them being a huge influence. So I think like when people consider Kurt the birth of grunge, they're like the parents of grunge.
They're
You know what
like
I mean?
they're like the
Because if he's the little baby that became grunge, then they're the parents who created grunge. You know what I mean?
basically yeah.
I actually don't know a ton about them. All I know is the song, the one song, the
Where
Out
Is
in the
My
Water
Mind?
or whatever the fuck.
Where
Way
Is My
Out in the
Mind?
Water.
Yeah.
See, it's
Where-
a good song.
No, it is a good song, but the weird thing about it, and I do want to touch upon this theme in like further episodes. One thing, it's like their hit song, "Where Is My Mind," and it's a good song, but it's not their best by any means. And maybe I'm just saying that because I've heard it so much because it's so popular, and you just get more tired of it.
Yeah, I
But at the
definitely know
same
that.
time, I've exhausted a bunch of Pixies discography on my own. And, they've been putting out some new stuff, and I believe it was like 2 or 3 years ago, they put out like a collection of 2 new EPs that they kind of mashed into one album.
Okay.
And it's not that great.
Really?
No, it's not. And this is coming from a guy like Pixies.
Really?
Pixies was one of my favorite bands for the
Oh man, where is my
longest
mind
time.
and shit?
That's what we were just
We
saying.
were just
What the
talking
fuck
about
are you,
you,
man?
I was in the bathroom.
Well,
Of course, you bring up the one song everybody knows.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
oh, now it's a challenge. Now-
What are you trying to list more?
Pixie Jam Attack.
Yeah.
No, that's
Quality
Quality Walrus.
Walrus. There we
that's,
go. I think that's Pixies, right?
You guys are full of shit.
Oh, that's another great one.
yeah.
What about the
All right, dude.
Yeah.
Here
Tick,
comes,
tick, tick. We need to.
Yeah, too much.
here comes
We need
my
to Jeopardy.
man.
So I actually gave that.
Is that Pixies?
Well, I don't think
No,
it's original.
Here
Pixies.
comes. Here comes your man.
Your
and
Man.
It
That's
is
what it is.
original.
It is original?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It's funny because
I always thought it was a cover.
no, it's not.
Oh.
It's actually funny that you should say that because they talk about how it's like one of their songs that's like the least Pixies like.
Yeah,
I mean,
it really
and
is.
it kinda
I didn't even
is.
realize that was them.
It's
I
very
like
poppy.
it a lot. That's a song
It's
I'm
good.
very familiar with, but I always thought it was a cover.
And they say they don't play it live mainly because they just
It's not like a...
no, it's not a Pixies
Yeah.
song really.
I never even
really?
associated them with it. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird to think about.
It was also one of their bigger hits.
It is, which is probably why I know it.
Yeah.
So-
Freaking poser over here.
I went back. I went back and decided to give it, or at least the first half of it, a second listen.
Yeah.
I have warmed up to it a lot more.
So
since
what?
then.
Did they go like a really different approach for the style of music? What was it that put you off about it in the first place? What did it not give you that you expected to begin with? I guess.
It seemed like kind of the same thing with Metallica. They were just trying to get a wider audience, do something a little more acceptable.
Doesn't it seem weird that bands of that high of a level are still trying to garner a bigger audience than what they have? Like, why are they
Now-
working for
Why
those
is it
people?
necessary?
What I wonder
Well, that makes me wonder if
is
that's really the true intention. You know?
how much is it them compared to how much is it, say... a label that they're signed to, or
That
like
could be
a
it.
producer
Yeah.
that's part of the label, or
I could
a
see that.
manager,
But part
or
of me-
something like that.
And like that makes sense, but part of me is like, I don't think there's a single producer in the room telling James Hetfield how to
okay, now
have his musical career.
Metallica, that's a name where it's like, well, we can
Yeah.
just kind of do whatever. and
Yeah.
Metallica fans.
Well,
will
Pixies
follow.
too, though.
Pixies too, but the Pixies are
Probably-
not Metallica.
To a
it's,
lesser
it's so
extent,
more of a
yeah.
cult following than it
That's
is like a
for
mainstream
sure. Like,
huge.
I wouldn't be like
you don't see pictures of
I
like
wouldn't-
mainstream pop stars wearing Pixie shirts, like that kind of
Exactly,
thing.
you know?
Yeah.
Not at all.
I hate that. See
I'm-
Victoria
are we
Justice
okay?
in a Slayer shirt. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Like, I was watching the Heavyweights movie that I was telling you guys about, which I swear to God, if you guys put it on, I'm sure you would know of it.
What is this? Heavyweights?
Heavyweights is called. It's about a kid that goes to a fat camp, and it's like a 90s movie,
Okay.
basically.
Weird.
But there's just like numerous kids wearing Metallica shirts.
Oh, yeah.
And like I was sitting with Rob watching, and she's like, "There's a Metallica shirt. There's a Metallica shirt. There's a," it was like mid 90s. It's like,
Yep. That was pretty
Metallica.
much. Yeah.
you know.
Yep, that was the era of Metallica.
Exactly.
There's the big three that we always talk about, like the AC/DC, Iron Maiden, and Metallica. We're always like at least for me, that's like my big three list. And not necessarily like I don't like AC/DC as much as I like Metallica
they're
or
not even
Iron Maiden.
I agree.
Yeah.
They're hard rock more so. I guess they have
They're like
metal elements.
Pop rock.
Yeah.
Pop rock,
AC/DC.
really.
I mean, they were like, well, no, they
I
were-
wouldn't say
they were
pop
edgy for their
rock.
time. They were edgy for their
Yeah,
time.
they
for
were.
sure.
The
But
big-
they had more of the poppiness to it compared to
Well,
Iron Maiden or
They're,
Metallica.
they're closer to Stones than they are to Iron Maiden, Rolling
Yes.
Stones than they are to Iron
Stone.
Maiden.
That's for sure.
Really?
Oh, I totally
yeah.
agree.
Well, because Stones to Iron Maiden, that's like two worlds way apart.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel
Well,
like
yeah.
AC/DC is the bridge between those, you know?
Yes.
I can, yeah, okay,
The
I
big,
can
long,
see that.
spanning bridge that kind of like...
For me,
It's the 2-mile bridge.
And then way down the fucking other side of the road is that weird house that Bruce Springsteen lives in.
That was awesome.
boy.
The little cabin. Yeah. In the middle of nowhere.
For me, the big three have always been Iron Maiden, Metallica, of course, and Black Sabbath because
Oh, that's-
they
okay, that's-
started it all.
Yep,
You can't
yep.
not include Black
Yeah,
Sabbath.
Sabbath's on there for sure.
That's
It
totally
was weird
true.
once they switched to Dio, though. I don't know if you guys listened to much after
No, I don't
Ozzy
know
left.
anything of it.
Okay, yeah, it's weird. You know, I'm not super into it. Of course, like Dio's cool, but it's like, how are you gonna replace Ozzy Osbourne? Come
Yeah.
on, it doesn't work.
Oh,
He's the
Yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne.
And speaking of classic bands that were still doing stuff, they actually just had their last show just recently. Like
Last?
Yeah, their last show ever.
Was Ozzy there?
Ozzy, I think he was there. I
Oh,
think
fuck, when
everyone
was
was
this?
there. Like a month or two
I mean,
ago?
if it's the
maybe.
last show, I would
they gotta
hope
have Ozzy come out.
everyone's there.
It was
Well,
the last show.
I guess Ozzy like can't remember the lyrics to any of the shit anymore. He's got to have this giant fucking screen teleprompter because his eyesight's shit now too. And it's for every song. Like he can't sing Crazy Train without it.
The benefits of that is that when Ozzy speaks, no one understands what he's saying anyway.
Yeah. It's like how In the Garden of
Lucky
Eden
him.
became Indagata da Vida because the guy was so drunk that they just changed the title.
In a Gouda Velveeta.
That's like the Weird Al version, but about cheese.
Oh my god.
Well, okay,
That's
so
great. That's great.
Doesn't that have like the best drum solo of all time?
Which one?
The Inagata Davida song.
Oh yeah, that's like. Well, is that who does that song even? Iron Butterfly. Iron Butterfly does that.
Iron
song.
Butterfly.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, that's the band.
Is that the song or is there a different?
No, I don't know. I
can't remember.
I don't remember anybody mentioning that. I always heard like Neil Peart stuff was the best drummer, like Rush.
Well, the best drummer, but there was like all that talk. I mean, I'm a drummer, so obviously I guess I know about this, but I think it was that song or that band that had some song that was like the craziest quote unquote drum solo ever.
Huh. There might be an extended version of that. I don't know much about them other than the fact that the guy is that guy would piss on crowds on stage.
Woo!
He would actually piss on people, and
Pee on me.
but then people were literally into
When
it.
you're not strong. It's the R.
I'll
Kelly
be your
version.
friend. Just pee on me.
Well,
Fucking hell.
hey man, if you can do it, do it.
There's one. Fucking hell.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
So when I was listening to that new Pixies album, they have another one out too recently called Head Carrier.
Jeez.
The last one was called Indie Cindy, by the way.
Okay.
Which is a good song that goes on a little too long. And it's interesting because their first song has like some cool metal elements.
Really?
Yeah, with like the weird time signature kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That they do, which is weird because I've never heard any of that from Pixies. But with another song, I absolutely hated it when I first heard it. It was called Another Toe in the Ocean. And now I really like it. But before, the reason why I hated it was because I made the mistake of watching the music video.
Oh yeah.
And it was
boy.
the stupidest thing. It was animated. It fell into this generic, like, little love story between
Yeah.
the lead character, or the lead singer, and blah. It was just dumb.
It does seem like music videos can really do a lot of harm to a song when it comes down to
Tons
it.
of
Like,
harm.
it's got to be done really well. You have to have an artist and then that's a director that is on the same page as you. And if they're not, it just comes out weird. Or like a lot of musicians try to do like the directing themselves, and they end up picking really generic imagery. Like Sadistic, the rapper that I am pretty into, he's pretty good. And that's Sadistic with a K at the end. And he tried to do direct his own music video and stuff, and he did one for the song Higher Brain with Christoph Crane. And it comes off really weirdly generic. Like it's just them making their way through a crowd in a dark party setting where they're like rapping at like the thing, like clearly like they're among all like the vapid-headed party goers. Like it came off very generic, and it ruined the song because the song was already a little preachy. It's called Higher Brain. So it's literally like, look at how smart I am kind of song.
Yeah.
Or you're just really fucked up.
The song is really fucking good though. And the song itself, I fucking love. Christoph
like-
and Sadistic know how to work together.
Like lyrically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of
But
course.
the music video is like, it just made me realize that like it's not that great. And one of Christoph's lines in it is embarrassingly like generic. It's like
Really?
Only when you watch the video, is it?
I didn't realize what he was talking about really until I watched
You
the
got the
video, and then it was
context.
like, and it's such a generic line. It's something
Okay,
about
okay.
the internet's taken over and it's time to set sail. FEMA camps, 9/11, obsession with materialism, shit in the food, television, chemtrails.
It's just a list?
It's just a list of
wow.
random, like, come on. So he's like, oh, GMO products, chemtrails. It's like, oh, shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up.
How dare they feed the world?
Man.
How dare they help starving people? Might hurt my organically grown tomatoes.
So, Jesus. Ian's from California.
Oh, clearly, yeah.
Anyway,
Wonderful.
the Beatles, or at least what's left of them, are they're releasing a reissue of Sgt. Pepper as well.
Is Yoko on it?
Yoko was a part of the team that got it together.
Are you serious?
Well, it said briefly in the article I was reading,
God.
it was like, and people involved were blah, 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 Yoko Ono. Well, I mean, it's like they just kind of
guess.
probably just threw her in
Yeah.
there. Like, what input could she honestly have?
I don't know. She could do those interesting
Aside-
screechy vocals
aside
from the
from-
Chuck Berry video. Yeah. Go look up that video right now if you haven't seen
yeah.
it. Yoko Ono screeching or whatever, and just look up the John Lennon Chuck Berry. It's so bad.
They're singing. I believe the song's called Tennessee. Really good song, by the way.
Yeah.
Beautiful song. And she just ruins it by just screeching. And the audio engineers try to like fix it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That there's a quote for that night in the music industry that floated around for long. That was like there were 3 heroes at that concert that night, or 3 legends, I should say. There was John Lennon, Chuck Berry, and the audio engineer who cut off Yoko's microphone. And oh man, it's so funny. You see Chuck Berry's face as she starts like he just opens his eyes like, what in the fuck is that bitch behind me doing? But he's trying to be like nice and respectful. But if John Lennon had like the balls to stand up to his wife, it never would have happened. But he was a pushover and beat her up and beat his kid. The dude was not a good guy.
Yeah, he was a pushover who beat people
You
up.
didn't know that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
He's
that
allegedly
much.
an asshole. I don't want to go around like spreading stuff that might not be true.
Well, it's
but
pretty much confirmed that he hit his kids and stuff.
No, yeah,
or
well,
kid, I should say.
I just don't know quite.
Yeah.
I haven't looked into it.
Here's an interesting thing. He claimed that the government was watching him. Turns out they were. They actually had his phones and shit tapped. And like for his whole life, he was like, the government is watching me. And I have proof. And everyone was like, oh, you fucking stop taking so much acid.
No, yeah.
And the government came out and was like, yeah, no, we were watching. And we watched a lot of the major pop stars.
Like fucking
then,
Bob Marley.
A lot of the stuff during the Red Scare, too, they started following, in addition to this, they started following like anybody that was popular, that had any kind of tie back to anybody over there, you know? So it was like they were grasping at anything that they could get.
Hey, what's that song back in the USSR all about, huh? Okay, so one of the interesting things about the Sgt. Pepper re-release is that apparently they are using this to rectify, quote-unquote, one of the biggest mistakes they made with the album. Because right before Sgt. Pepper came out, there was an LP for Strawberry Fields Forever, and along with Penny Lane. And those songs are not on the album, but had production went the way that they say it should have been, like more people would have, well, everybody knows about those songs now, but more people would have known about it way back then because it would have been on the real album. And now they're just reissuing it on the album the way it was like meant to be.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
That's interesting.
Give me a pen.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Here
I was
you
trying
go.
to mime that out. I was like, just fuck this. I'm done. Just fucking hand me a pen.
No, that never works.
Ian needs something to fucking twirl over there.
That is kind of half the reason I got it.
So,
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
another group that started something recently was A Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah.
A Tribe Called Quest, they just recently, what's it called? Thank you for your service. We got it from here. That's what the album's called. Kind of a weird title.
That is an
Okay.
interesting
Yeah, that
title.
is super
Yeah,
weird.
I couldn't find much about it, but
Like the meaning of it.
no. I mean, just much about the album itself.
Oh,
I was
okay.
only able to find one album, one album
One
from
find
the
one
album.
of the album.
I was only able to find.
I don't know where the rest is. I found 100% of it.
I was only able to find one song from the album called "We the People," and it is. I cannot stop listening to it.
Wait,
Yeah.
It is a fucking headbanger.
What?
What?
One song
On YouTube.
from the album?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, which album is
We
this?
the People?
The song is called "We the People." The album is called Thanks for Your Help. We got it from here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's the only song you can find.
Yeah. Because with all this new stuff getting released, a lot of people are iffy about like, people don't want people just listening to their stuff for free on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, just
So
earlier.
it's
Yeah.
soming you can go out and buy.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
Okay,
certainly.
Physical
Okay,
copies.
okay,
Are they
that's
doing
fine.
digital download
This ain't a
too?
Wu-Tang situation. Of
Yeah,
course
yeah.
they're doing
See, that's what I.
digital
That's
download.
what
Well,
I was.
because I mean, a lot of
that's
those
what I
old
thought.
bands won't do it. I mean,
What?
the Beatles weren't on iTunes until like 2007
Oh,
or something.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Dre wasn't on Spotify for the longest time.
Yeah,
Well,
Well, a lot of-
Spotify in itself is an issue.
Yeah, a lot of
yeah,
artists
yeah,
really
yeah.
hate
Yeah.
Spotify. It's the same thing with Metallica. Got into a bunch of shit with that too. With
Taylor
Now,
Swift.
with what's that old school one that people used to use? Napster, I think.
Yes.
Napster.
And they filed a lawsuit against
Well,
Napster
that's why
because
Napster
they released.
went to shit.
Well, this is one of the biggest
Really?
fuck ups because they got sued by Metallica because they released material that wasn't supposed to be released yet.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah,
see,
from
that's
a new
different.
album.
That's, okay.
So Metallica was
Yeah.
like, "What in the fuck?"
What are you doing?
Yeah, and then everybody just got versions of it, and they saw diminished sales from that.
Yep.
You know, not in a big way because again, they're Metallica.
They're Metallica, but still, it's something.
One thing about this Tribe Called Quest album that not the album but the song. One thing that I did not like, and it's very minor, it is the hook.
Yeah.
But thankfully it's only for like a little bit. They don't milk it at all. They don't overdo it at all. It's one of the guys tries to do it in a bit of a sing-songy way. You can definitely tell that they should have done a different take.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Yeah, they should have done a different take. They really should have. But other than that, it is a fucking headbanger like
Okay.
nothing else. I cannot stop listening
They have it
to
so
it.
much with rappers. Like they write a good verse and they're like, "How the fuck do I write a chorus?
Yeah.
Give me that random girl. Let me make her write something and sing something.
Who's that girl over there?
Can she sing? Can you sing?
Can you sing?
All right.
Well, okay, see
Come
when
on in here.
When I mean sing-songy, I don't mean that kind of like generic kind
Yeah,
of throw in
yeah.
something like that. It's more of like it's a little waily,
Yeah.
almost, and like a little bit whiny.
So-
but it's to get a point across too.
So I don't know much about this album. So like, did they record this before the member died? Like,
Yes, I was gonna bring this up. They recorded this while Phife Dawg was still alive, and then Phife Dawg
Oh
died.
shit, he's dead.
Yeah.
Phife, you don't know that Phife
No.
Dawg's dead,
Yeah,
dude.
Phife
He
Dawg's
died
dead.
last year.
No.
At the end of the Dave Chappelle specials they just dropped on
I don't know
Netflix,
how.
they have like a tribute to him and everything.
What?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How?
Seriously?
How
That's
and
awesome.
when?
I don't know how, but it
What
happened
the
last year.
fuck?
Yeah, he's dead. He was like 45.
Fife's dead.
Yeah, dude, Phife Dawg is
What?
dead, man.
Yep, died.
It
Oh, wow.
sucked. I know. I was
45.
fucking sad.
That's intense.
Complications
This
from
is-
diabetes apparently is what killed him.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
Actually,
Man.
that is actually what kills more people in the black community than like almost anything, other than like cops and stuff.
Oh my god!
I knew somebody was gonna make the joke. I just got it out of the way, like in before fucking cops kill more people than diabetes.
Other than cops.
You know the real.
I do not know if that's statistically accurate.
Disclaimer.
You know the real problem here is black on black diabetes. You know. Jesus.
Shut down the candy stores.
Oh man, it's actually kind of sad because there's a line in one of the older songs they do where it opens up with the other guy going, "Damn, Fifey got fat."
Oh man.
Yeah, I know it looks pathetic. At least, yeah, oh, man.
Spit the whole verse, man. Expect it.
Come on.
I can't. I'm on the spot. Oh my god. So
great.
look up "We the People" if you got a chance.
Yeah, I'm going to. That's insane. I didn't know that he fucking died.
Oh, he's
dude.
gone, man.
That's crazy.
All the good music. Well, you know what I say. All the best rappers are dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's only one, and it's ID, and he's dead. So you know that's the end of my list.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, keep sucking that dick. All
Sucking
right.
a ghost dick.
Sucking ghost.
You're not even sucking real dick
Yeah,
anymore. You're
dude.
sucking ghost dick. He's not even alive.
Ian, dare say it. You're ghost riding the dick.
Oh god. One up for a season 3
It's-
Rick and Morty
yep,
reference off the bat, though.
Okay, so speaking of dead membership, there are other members, or not other members, there are other musicians who have released posthumous albums, which means after you're dead when material keeps going
Yep.
on. And one of them was Lemmy of Motorhead fame. And
Yeah, I was never into Motorhead.
oh,
Me neither.
I don't know much about them. I listened to their first album, and it was okay. It was just kind of, it wasn't good, it wasn't bad, it was just kind of punk music. But Ace of Spades, if you guys haven't,
Yeah.
Ace of Spades, if you guys haven't heard
That's
that
like
album,
That's like
that's
the
their song.
That's
album,
their hit.
right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one that still plays on the radio and shit.
literally, I don't know what you guys think about it, or if you've even heard it, but literally
heard
to
it.
me, flawless album.
Yeah, I don't really like Motorhead. I just don't like the guy's voice. I don't like
I'm not familiar with the whole album, but
Ace of
this-
Spades is like the big song, and I'm sure you've heard that. The
mean,
Ace of
I've-
Spades.
yeah,
It's in like
obviously I
every
know-
action movie since
And-
the Fast and the Furious used it in like 2003.
yeah,
I
know
first
that
heard it in Tony
song,
Hawk.
But in terms of
Yep, there you go. That's actually
Yeah.
that's
Tony
definitely
Hawk.
Tony
Yep.
Hawk was one of the
In terms
reasons I
of-
heard it too.
that rest of the album.
I can't say it was a flawless album, man. I think that they had a lot of
Have
hit
you-
and
have
miss
you
stuff.
listened to it
Yeah, I
all
mean,
the way
I
through?
used to know because they were they weren't like Metallica and all that stuff, but they were coming out with that kind of music when I was still listening to a lot of metal and like rock and hard rock and stuff. So I listened to it. Same with like Megadeth.
Megadeth?
Yeah, if you know anything about them, I think one of the members was in Metallica a really long time ago and then left and then he started his own band. I don't know if it was like creative differences or what. Don't quote me on it. I don't know what it was, but then formed I was about to say Motorhead, Megadeth. And Megadeth's shit to me too. If you ever look them up, it's
I don't know anything about them.
Really? Okay,
No.
I figured you would. But yeah, I'm not super.
I
big on
already don't like their name.
Megadeth.
Yeah, Megadeth.
Not just a death. It was a mega. That sounds like a fucking like the
Super
Kill Death.
hernia.
It's like Mortal Kombat shit. Like that was a mega death.
So, one of us likes Motorhead, one of us doesn't. One's right, one's wrong. You decide. Actually, none
You
got
got to get some promotional voice acting going, dude.
I could do that
But
shit.
okay, you know
You could.
what's interesting to me about the way that a lot of these old bands develop in general is they tend like so many of them evolve in so many different ways. So you look at bands like Metallica who have been together for a long time. They've replaced a few members here and there, but for the most part, they've got the core cast. Of course, ever since Cliff Burton died, they kind of haven't had the same flair. That was the bassist who actually wrote like all of Master and Puppets.
Really?
Yeah, and he wrote most of the music and the guitar parts and everything, and he was the fucking bassist. Dude was the mastermind behind a lot of Metallica's genius and success, and it's one of the reasons I don't think they're as good as they used to be. But beyond that, you know, other bands tend to, you know, just move apart and kind of change. Like you look at Pink Floyd, and it just seems like they lost everything that they were ever since there was that big split.
Ever since
in
Sid
the
Barrett
90s.
left.
Yeah, ever since Sid Barrett, good God. Now, that was a long time coming. You know,
Piper's at the
rest
gates
in
of
peace and
dawn.
all, but
They'll
man,
never top that.
I never was super into Sid Barrett's stuff. It was too acid rocky for me. But,
You mean acid-induced?
well,
Like
acid
delusion?
rock is a genre.
Oh, you don't quite like that?
Well, it's okay if it's done right. I just don't like Sid Barrett's stuff, personally. I think it comes off a little pretentious and generic, but that's not really the point. Like,
Generic. Because
generic,
Piper's
yeah.
at the Gates of Dawn is like nothing
Well, it's like
I've ever
okay,
heard.
so it's like I shouldn't say generic. Generic's the wrong word. It's like exactly what I expect to hear from a trippy acid.
Yeah,
group, though.
okay, yeah.
So in that sense, it feels very played out, even though they were like kind of on the pioneering end of it. But I wasn't super into it. But what's interesting to me is later in their careers how much they grew apart. You know, when it became like after the Wall and all the stuff and everything, and then they broke up and they tried to continue as Pink Floyd without Roger Waters because he left to pursue his own career, and they put out the Division Bell. And what's interesting to me is you can tell what makes bands work once they break up.
Yes.
Same with like System
Or
of a
what
Down.
each person brought to the table.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you look at Pink Floyd, they had this really interesting mix of like political stuff and really cool, beautiful imagery. And I think that brought together this really interesting juxtaposition that made people feel like comfortable, but like they're being taught something as well.
Yeah.
But once Roger Waters left, I mean, go listen to the Division Bell and listen to High Hopes, the song, if you want an example of what I'm talking about. And it's just David Gilmour wrote the lyrics and stuff, and I'm not sure if they all helped write the lyrics. I just know that it was after Waters left, and he wasn't helping with the writing. And it's it's just all imagery. It's all David Gilmour describing these interestingly, beautifully dark scenes, but there's really no concrete message behind it. It's very much driven by
Abstract.
abstract imagery rather than some kind of reason for it existing. And then when you listen to, I haven't listened to a lot of Roger Waters solo stuff. I'm not even sure if he released solo stuff because I think he owns the rights to most of the music, so he gets to tour and play the Wall and stuff.
What, so he left the band, but he gets to play all the music?
Yeah.
That's how it works.
They didn't
man.
leave.
Oh,
on,
yeah.
Yeah, they
I
didn't.
mean-
They didn't leave on good terms, and
I can see that.
Yeah,
a lot of bands just don't.
well, and it sucks too. And but I don't know. Waters has gone off the deep end. He played like some weird free show at the border and like was just ranting for like 15 minutes, some anti-Trump rhetoric, and it's like, great, you hate him, whatever. I came
Everybody
for a fucking
does.
concert, dude.
I didn't come for politics.
Yeah.
I came for the
And although they
music.
always were political, he's gone way off the deep end. He's so politically active, and all he wants to do is talk about his political opinions. Like, dude, play Hey You.
Well,
Play a song
okay.
I enjoy.
Don't do that on stage. But if you want
Yeah.
to do that,
Yeah.
like in
Yeah,
your personal,
exactly.
And you can do
yeah.
it somewhat on stage. Just don't rant at me. Don't do the Kanye thing and rant at me for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and-
don't go that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's just interesting how that different bands will develop like that. And when you look at a band like System of a Down, this is another really interesting, very similar case. If you guys have listened to them at all, I don't know if either of you are super into System.
Oh yeah.
But when Darren and Serge just both decided that they wanted to go separate ways, and you listen to Scars on Broadway, listen to their album, and then listen to Serge Tankian's solo stuff, it's the exact same problem. Darren was able to come up with the weird stuff and the imagery and just the weird songs. Like, if you ever listen to
Yeah.
System of a Down and there's weird tracks, Darren probably pretty much wrote it. And then Serge was really into the political stuff and really like deep, heartfelt music. And it worked together. It created something that was fun, but also had deep, meaningful stuff. But then when you split that, it's just an angry political dude ranting at you and some guy making weird songs about nothing.
Is that the band that wants to fuck the dog, or is
The band that wants to fuck the dog.
Band that wants
or
to
is that
dog.
there's a band that has no. I always mix these two up. Who's the ones that do? Hello there, the angel.
Blink 182?
Yeah, Blink. I always
You
no,
mixed
I know.
Blink
No,
182?
I know.
You can't bring up Blink 182 off the top of your head.
Oh no, because I listen to
I
good.
don't actively listen to them.
Yeah.
Because I
Nope,
listened to
don't.
good music
Never
when I
have
was in middle.
ever. But still,
I listened-
Hello there,
That's like saying like,
my angel from the darkness or whatever the fuck.
Whoa.
they
Oh,
say.
you don't even know the lyrics,
Dude, I know it well enough to know that it's Blink 182.
It's funny
though.
'cause
don't waste your time. Okay.
I'm
let's
getting
stop.
enough of that. Where are ya?
That's all you need to say.
Yeah, but I do think it's interesting that they kind of fall into that position, and it does seem like a lot of the bands end up just coming back and doing regular
What they
shows
did.
again.
Yeah.
Because like you see System, they're reuniting for a tour this year, and then I don't think Pink Floyd's ever gonna reunite though. Honestly, I think that they're kind of lost to the ages at this point.
Yeah, I could see that really.
Okay, another posthumous album that is getting released is actually by someone we mentioned earlier, Chuck Berry.
Oh really?
Yeah, another.
That's
posthumous.
really interesting. 'Cause
That is.
He just died, didn't he?
Just died. He
Yeah.
just died.
What the fuck? All these dead people that I don't know about.
Hey,
And,
2017 is giving 2016 a run for its money.
Right, man? What the fuck?
And we're running out of time, so I'm gonna end this by just
April.
listing off a few people who have released stuff in 2016 who I had no idea were still active.
Okay.
There's Eric Clapton.
Really?
Yeah, Eric Clapton.
What's the name of the album?
Oh, I wish I had written all the names down,
Damn
but
it.
What?
2016, Eric Clapton has a new album.
Wow.
That's fucking awesome.
That's interesting.
I'm looking at him
dude.
right after we're
Look-
done here.
I didn't even realize he was still alive.
Oh, dude, he's so
Yeah,
awesome.
actually, the second I saw it on the list, I was like, I didn't think he was dead, but I wasn't sure he was
See,
alive.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't see anything that confirmed his, oh, he's not here anymore. But like, wow, I didn't realize he was still active.
That's fucking crazy. I never would have expected him to be
No.
dropping anything.
That's what I'm saying.
So we got Eric Clapton.
Okay.
We got Neil Young.
What?
Yeah, who gives
Yeah,
a fuck about
Neil-
Neil Young?
What do you mean?
Two
what,
of
do you, what do you mean?
Neil Young. Two of his albums were on the list, and this was
Wait. These are posthumous albums. These are after the people have
No,
died.
no.
Oh, okay, because that's okay. You said two more
No,
posthumous
I said
albums, didn't you?
I said I have one more posthumous album because we started about that, and then we
okay.
went
And
way
then-
off.
Okay, for
Yeah.
a second I was like, wait, we just said we were doing posthumous
No,
album,
no.
then we said Clapton was
Eric
alive. Now I
Clapton
got
is alive.
confused. Yeah. All right,
And no, this is just people who released stuff in like 2016.
fair enough. So we
Just
got Clapton,
Neil Young,
Neil Young. Wow.
Bob
gives a
Ware of Grateful Dead
The
fame.
Grateful Dead, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sting.
Sting.
Yeah, one of the
No
funny-
way. Is it a song about being followed or someone like him following somebody? That is his go-to.
That's usually what it is.
This is true.
It's funny. One of the quotes from the article is like, "We haven't heard Sting this active, alive, and horny in years." yeah. And I was like,
absurd.
maybe there's a reason for that.
Oh my god. So like we
What?
were just like, oh, I can't believe Clapton still makes music, right?
Yeah.
The name of the album, I Still Do.
That's awesome.
That's masterful. That's masterful.
That's amazing.
That is a man. That is a man who knows his shit.
Yes,
He
it
is. He's 5 steps ahead.
You
of
knew
us.
the exact reaction. He's like, "Yeah, bitch."
You're goddamn right.
And the last 4 that were of note were Elton John,
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
the Monkees.
They are still in
Monkees.
existence.
This
What did
is-
they do? What was their big song?
When I saw her face.
That was the Monkees.
That was the Monkees?
I think
Holy
so.
shit,
I
for
think
real?
it would. Look it up, because I might
That
be
might be
full
right,
of shit.
really. That might actually be right, dude.
I'm pretty sure that's.
I only know the one. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys.
Oh, that's such a stupid fucking
People say
song.
we monkey around.
I hate that song.
Yeah, that's the
so
only one I know.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
no,
I
they
know.
do. I'm a believer. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Fucking Shrek.
Iggy.
That's all I can ever think of.
I wouldn't do it anyway. Iggy Pop.
Okay.
Oh God, Iggy Pop.
And
That
if we had
dude.
time, I wish you could tell
That's
the butt mic
yeah.
story, but we gotta save that for later.
Oh, God.
And after 11 years, the Rolling Stones put out a new album.
Man, how the fuck are they still alive?
I was gonna say.
Mick Jagger is basically like a walking piece of leather.
How
Well,
old are
I
they?
mean,
They're
I
in their
know that.
70s now.
Well, I wouldn't say. I don't know.
They've got to at least
At
be
least
late
60.
50s.
Well, I would say 60s.
Probably. I mean, I have no
50s is
idea.
pushing it in
Yeah.
terms of youngness.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's crazy.
I would say mid 60s
Of,
at the
course,
youngest.
of course, there was also Bob Dylan and David Bowie, but I'm pretty sure everyone already kind of knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much
They
with
probably
Bob.
picked up on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably more David than Bob, but
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, but you know, the only posthumous album worth listening to is Ideas.
Shut up.
The Many
Shut the-
Faces of Mikey.
Shut the fuck up.
There's Ian.
Just gonna plug that real quick.
idea.
But that one is awesome
abilities.
because they put in all the stuff from his musical career. They have his acoustic stuff. They have his punk band. They have his rap stuff. They have his really early rap stuff that was
kinda
like,
like a
sounds like a
lifetime.
12-year-old
Yeah.
rapping over some beats.
Oh, that's
which
some
it
good
was.
stuff.
Which
That's
it
really
was.
good stuff. So this episode is dedicated to all you people who are going around saying, "Man, they're not putting out any good music these days." I wish it was like the old times.
Quote unquote,
Yeah.
I still do.
Yeah, I still do. Yeah, there we go. That just should be the name of like the entire podcast.
Just
I
remember.
still do.
I still do.
Just remember, guys, these people are still around. They're still putting stuff out.
Yep.
They're
So
still kicking it.
we haven't lost all the good music, and there's still good new music coming out too. We'll have to talk about that sometime too. The good new
The
music,
new age.
the new age music that isn't terrible.
About 10 years from now when it happens. So, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
yeah.
Kind of.
Oh, that's great. All right, guys.
All
well, yeah. Cheers
Cheers
to
to-
episode
Cheers.
9
And the Havana Club.
and the Havana Club
And
that
the
tastes
Havana-
like nail polish.
No, it smells like it.
the Nail Polish
God.
Club.
That aftertaste is bad.
Took way too big of a smell, and it was just
I was gonna say, he didn't even drink it in his
no.
coffee.
I was just I really don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, as always, this is Ian. Christian's taking a drink,
And Patrick.
and we're the Circle Podcast. Signing off.